Hello, Aaron. I do not know what was happening on that. I thought I had sent something out before. I thought if I had a recurring invitation, you'd always get that recurring invitation. Sorry, everybody. I don't know. So let's see. Aaron's here. Ellie's here. Brady's here. Ryan's here. Gavin's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hannah. 2 Hannahs are right next to each other on the screen. That's kind of cool. 8, 9. Who am I missing? Kyle. Here he comes. Or he was coming. All right. Hello. Everybody's here. So sorry about on my part. So you were supposed to have done a 2019 question 5, correct?
Yeah.
And some of you sent it to me.
Oh, I thought we were just supposed to answer in class.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to have you, and if you send it to me, that's fine. I thought, and I might have said send it to me. I can't remember. What I was going to have it, you should have it done. I was going to have you guys score it. Okay. And then send me your score. Does everybody have that? Okay. So it's worth 9 points. Every problem's worth 3. So I'm going to show you the answer key and the rubric. All right. So I'm going to share that with you. So make sure you have that out front. And then once I go through this, I'm going to give you another one that you're going to do during this time. So let me go here. Okay, what is the issue here? Okay, now let's go back to you guys. No, that's not it. You guys are not going to see anything. You guys see nothing, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try it again. Now you see it, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the first part 5A. See if I'm getting focused a little bit better. Yeah, it's better. So you had to figure out the derivative. Plugged in 0 in for x. And this becomes k squared, and solve, and you get 1 over the square root of 3. Okay, so if you have this denominator in this fashion, you get a point. If you have the whole derivative, you get a point. And if you have this as an answer, and obviously you can have the square root of 3 over 3 also as an answer, you have a point. So a point for the denominator, a point for the whole derivative, and a point for the answer. B, they were testing you on partial fractions. Again, it's also worth 3 points. So you had to convert this into this partial fraction decomposition. So you needed to come up with 1 and -1, it looks like, excuse me, 1/6 and a -1/6. So this part right here is worth 1 point. Then, if you computed the antiderivative, this is the antiderivative you should have had. My guess, you could also have a negative, you could have 1/6 the natural log of x minus 4 over x plus 2. Does everyone see that? That you could combine these logarithms into one? And then 1 point for this answer.
I got a different answer, but it's still right. It's kind of interesting.
What did you have?
Oh, it's because when I did it, I split up the integral, like, so I had, which is probably makes more sense to do it this way, but I don't know, I just didn't.
No, did you come up with this answer?
Like, I checked it on my calculator, I have the same answer. I just got,
tell me what answer you got.
okay, I got 1/6 natural log of 2 minus 1/6 natural log of 4.
That's going to be the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay, you just didn't combine them and they would give you credit for that.
yeah.
Okay.
That was interesting.
Yeah. This so they put it in this, and obviously you can't go to 1, so you need to create an improper integral, and this is the improper integral you get a point for. So you need to approach 1 from the left, and you need to approach 1 from the right, these boundaries.
So whenever there's an asymptote, you always have to split it up?
Correct. Because it's discontinuous at that part. Okay. So if you didn't get to here, you get 0 points. But if you got to here, you got a point. And then this is the antiderivative. Is this -1 over x minus 1. And then the limit, the answer is the limit does not exist. The integral diverges.
So what if you took the antiderivative, but you didn't split it up into 2 integrals?
You don't get the points.
Okay.
Do you have to take the limit from both sides? Because I only did the left just to show that it diverged.
Yeah, you have to do it from both sides.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, so you can send me those scores sometime today. Okay. All right.
You just want, like, literally just the number, or like,
Well,
the whole page?
did you just score it right now on a sheet?
Yeah, I did.
And so you can show me your sheet with the score.
Okay.
That's what I would like. I'd like to look at the work because, you know, I'm all into the work.
Okay. I did it on like a piece of paper that I was also doing stats on. Well, it's on 2 sides, so I'm just gonna submit 2 pictures.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. I'll look at the work. Okay, like a couple of people sent me stuff. 2 or 3 people sent me stuff last night, something this morning. I really like looking at the work. So much for that. So much so that because it tells me what I need to concentrate on.
Yeah.
Because the 2 things we have to talk about tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the ratio test, and then Tuesday I'm going to talk about Taylor polynomials. And so next week we'll be done, but I need to have a flavor of what else I need to make sure that I talk about so you guys do well. And if I see your work, that helps out a lot. So I have a problem for you. Let me get it. I'm going to give you 15 minutes. I'm going to time you. it also, I'll just put it here. It also is from last year's exam, I believe. That's right here. And I sent this to you already, so it should be in Schoology if you need it. But I can give it to you right now. So it's a 4-part problem. You've got fish entering a lake with this function. You got fish leaving a lake with this function. And both of them are rates that are measured in fish per hour. And T is measured in hours since midnight, and midnight is counted as T sub 0. So I will start my watch, and you have 15 minutes. You have 4.5 minutes left. All right. Oh, excuse me. Still got a little bit more time. Two minutes. All right. Stop. So let's take a look at this one. So A is worth 2 points. You need to have this integral. And you need to have the answer. Now, we had a discussion at the AP conference, and if you don't round to the nearest whole number, they will not give you credit. So you need to have 153 fish.
Do we need to have the original answer, like the 153.4576, or can we just can we just write down 153?
I think you can write down just 153.
Okay.
Okay. But you need to have this. Okay. So the next question was on what's the average number of fish that leave. So here's your function. And since you're averaging, you have to divide by b minus a. So you need to have the integral and you need to have the answer. The average number of fish that leave the lake per hour from midnight to 5 a.m. is 6.059 fish per hour. C. The rate of change of the number of the fish in the lake is E of t minus L of t. You need to set that to 0 and come up with your answer. So there are two different ways.
Didn't part B needed B to the whole number, like to the nearest whole number?
Did they ask you to have it to the nearest whole number?
No,
It didn't? Oh.
no.
Oh, actually it does. Give your
Really?
answer to the nearest whole number.
That's for A.
Well, that's A. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
no,
B, they
B
do
doesn't.
not. B,
Oh,
they
okay.
do not, which I think is mean.
That is mean.
Yeah.
I mean, you want a
I
whole
just did it
number to come
automatically.
in, and then you don't care about what partial dead fish leaving the lake. So there are a couple of different ways to do this problem. If I can get this orientated correct. You have to find the critical number. Now, what I since it's a closed interval, and you're trying to find the maximum number of fish, I always look at the two endpoints and the critical number. So that's the second way they did it right here. And you have to find the critical number, which is 6.20356. And it doesn't tell you it doesn't tell you the number of fish that are currently, so you have to assume there are 0. And if you put that integrate from 0 to 6.204, you'll get 135 fish. And if you integrate from 0 to 8, you'll get 80.92 fish. And so the greatest number is at this particular time. And they would accept either one of these times. That's the way that I approach it. Another way that could be approached is what they say first. They say, well, if you look at E of t minus L of t, it's positive within this interval. And then it becomes negative within this interval. Well, since it started at 0 and it increased up to 6.204 hours, that has to be the greatest number. And that's basically what they're saying here. And so either one of those will just be okay with the justification. So you need to have it set to 0. You need to come up with that 6.203 or 4. And then you need to justify why that gives you the maximum number of fish.
So I said there's the greatest number of fish at t equals 6.204 because until that point, E of t is greater than L of t. So I kind of like.
I think that works because if E of t is bigger than L of t, then it's going to be positive on there. So I'd accept that.
Okay.
Then you say it switches after that?
Yeah, E of t is only positive until that point. So like, I don't know if I didn't say it's negative when it's negative, but I said it's only positive until that point.
E of t or the difference is positive?
The difference is only positive.
I would have felt better if you had said, and it's negative afterwards.
Right, yeah.
You know, or it's not afterwards. And because you said it's only, I'm going to give it to you, but do you see why I get a little nervous on that?
Yeah.
Because I think you have to consider I think you have to demonstrate to them that you considered what's happening in there. And I think the word only saves you. And I'll give it to you, but I'm not really confident in me giving you the point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's why we're having this conversation. So, you know, you may want to tweak a few things here or there. Okay. I just don't trust those people in Kansas City when they correct these. Because when they come and talk to you, they're not like normal people. Think about me. I think they're more abnormal than I am. Alrighty, so that one was worth, what'd I say, 3 points? Did you see that it was 3? So the first 2 are each worth 2. The third one's worth 3. And now D is because it says here, is the rate of change in the number of fish. So is the derivative in the number of fish increasing or decreasing? Well, to take a look at whether the rate is increasing or decreasing, you have to look at the next derivative, which is what this is. And so when you take the derivative of those and plug in 5, it's negative. So because it's negative, the rate of change in the number of fish is decreasing at time t equals 5. And that's worth 2 points. So you have to consider E prime of 5 and L prime of 5. It doesn't have to necessarily be this, But I think you need to show how you came up with this answer. You need to show how you know it's negative. And then give your explanation. Okay, again, score yourselves. Send me your scores. And then tomorrow, we will look at the ratio test. Hannah, you doing okay?
Which
Got it.
one?
The Hannah with the hat. You look tired, Hannah, with a hat.
I am tired.
Are you tired? Okay. Okay.
Yep, sorry, I was talking and didn't realize I was muted.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I was talking, we had an AP meeting this morning, and I was talking and I was going, why is no one reacting to what I'm saying? And I realized I was muted. So, which is probably a good thing. Sometimes I think the machine just knows when to mute me. Any questions or concerns that you guys might have?
Are we supposed to also do the AP problem in Schoology? Like the free response number 3?
Yes,
Okay.
I sent that to you also.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to look at it because right now I'm having a moment. So I'll take a look at it. I've been with working both of you guys, both classes back to back. I'm getting somewhat confused. Make sure you move on in those progress reports, progress checks. I am going to sign a couple of quizzes. Hopefully I'll get to it today on the tests that we did yesterday. So that's what we're headed towards. Alrighty, any questions at all? All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
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 Bye.